Okay, I don't really have a really great camera setup here, so I'm just using my phone and I'm in selfie mode, and I'm gonna try to show you guys that this thing works and what you can do with it. So again, Peavey CyberBass. So you can sort of see the computer over here, not the one with the screensaver, the other one, that's the one running Ableton. And then over here is my foot pedal setup, and I hopefully will be able to see kind of both going. So right now I will show you so this is just running straight from the MIDI signal, is going straight to the Focusrite, and the Focusrite is going through Ableton and through Massive. So these sounds are Massive sounds, Massive VST. Virtual synthesizer. And then with the foot controllers, you can basically use these 4 pedals as MIDI learn. So like instead of the DJs twisting the dials, I can do that with my feet. So change LFO. So you can see you can have a lot of fun with it, just playing around in live mode. Usually I play with the drum beat, but I don't want that to get in the way of the sound. So that is virtual. I'm gonna switch to analog now. This is the Moog. So Massive is off, play the bass, nothing. Turn on channel 4. So this is the analog Moog Minotaur. And with this, I have these 4 expression pedals, and there's CV directly into the Moog bass synth. So I'm limited with that. I can only adjust pitch, volume, and filter cutoff, but honestly those are pretty useful. So for the filter, The Moog sounds pretty good. This is just settings that I made up. I'll fuck with them a little bit. So that's with both oscillators on. I think it's both sawtooths. Some of you bass players are probably like, that sounds a little weird, doesn't sound perfectly in time. I have this glide feature set on the Moog, so that's why it kind of drags a little bit. So this bass tracks perfectly, but you also have to play perfectly, and I'm sure you can tell by now I'm not the greatest bass player. I used to play a lot more back in the day, but I don't play that much anymore. Part of the reason why I'm selling this thing. But yeah, it's a pretty cool toy for somebody that could get a lot of use out of it. Could be interesting. My idea for this project was always to do like a live electronic band. You know, I really like EDM, I really like electronic music, but I think it's super lame like going to a show and just seeing some guy like spinning songs off of his laptop and not really playing an instrument. You know, you don't see a drummer, you don't see a singer, you don't see a guitar player. And what's crazy is this is from 1995. I mean, I don't think they knew what the fuck to do with these back then. That's why it only ran in production for a few years. The guy who invented this, he had a patent on it. He might still have a patent on it. He's some Australian dude. I forget his name. Chick something. I don't know. But he started this using the same technology. Now it's like super updated. He's got like this fret sense technology anyway. They're called industrial radio. Shout out to them. I've always wanted to play an industrial radio bass. Never got the opportunity. They also seem super rare and never see those come up used for sale, at least here in the States. And there's also, they're not super expensive, but he builds them with really boutique-y, Warmoth necks and, all the brand name shit. So it's pretty expensive, and I think there's like a 1-year lead time on those. So this bass you can have tomorrow if you want. And it was designed by the same guy. And like I said, back in 1995, they didn't have, Ableton Live and all the crazy shit we have now that really makes this thing shine. One more thing I want to show you, just the regular bass sound. This is a Peavey bass from the mid-90s. And I'll tell you right now, it's pretty shitty. The thing that makes this cool is the real-time MIDI tracking. It also does MIDI bends. So you can bend the string, and it senses pitch shifting. So I mean, the MIDI setup on this, I see some of the Roland stuff that's out now. That's like a little humbucker down here or whatever. That doesn't hold the candle to what this setup is doing. The whole thing is, the whole fretboard's wired for MIDI. The saddle, there's MIDI sensors in here, MIDI sensors in the pickups. I mean, it does a really great job tracking. Again, you have to be really good, play perfectly, and this bass will play perfectly. But real quick, let me show you the analog sounds. So again, I'll turn off, no sound. I just turned off the Moog. I'm gonna switch to channel 3. And this is the best I could do with the EBS preamp and this Peavey bass. I mean, I really don't use it like this that much. When I'm playing regular bass, I have other basses that I prefer to play. But you can see it plays like a regular bass too. Still in power mode. Oh, and one other thing, I'm gonna go back to let's turn this off. And with these switches down here too, some of them have some MIDI functions, so I can transpose the whole bass by fretting. I don't know what note that is, but it's the top fret and the A string. So this will transpose it down a whole octave. So again, to switch it back, and I can transpose up an octave if I want. But I usually keep it at +0, just regular octave range. And it's also it's set up as a monophonic bass controller, or a synth controller, or I mean, whatever you want to call it, MIDI controller. It does have a polyphonic setup. It does have a polyphonic configuration you can switch to. It's in the manual. All that being said, bass is kind of a monophonic thing, in my opinion, at least, especially the way I use this bass. I don't use it like Victor Wooten on a 6-string. So monophonic also tracks really well. I haven't played around with the polyphonic settings at all, to be honest. I've never been a keyboarder. I've never played keyboard, always played bass and guitar, which is what drew me to this instrument. I was honestly jealous that the keyboard players could get fatter bass sounds than I could out of my Ernie Ball. So here I am, and trying to get rid of it. So let me know what you think.